tutorial, or even better here, I can show you. The fact of the matter is that the line numbers have simply been rearranged, nothing more. Let's go press undo and type in semicolon again. Let's leave the same line, so from 6 to 9, take a look. They start with these words: building, somewhere. This one's empty, and this one begins with I. You will shortly see that none of these lines will actually be what you think they are, what they were, as they will be completely gone. Delete. There you go. They're gone, and you can see that none of these lines begins with any of those words. Let's undo the changes, as we do need the file for a bit longer, and then we can delete the whole file. Let's go ahead and minimize this. The next command actually gives you a search option. So it says search and delete a pattern. Oh, I shouldn't have written a pattern here. It's basically search a pattern and delete a line containing that pattern. So let me just give you an example. Let's type in a semicolon here. Let's give it a range 1, 2, 3, and then let's search for a pattern to delete. Let's type in sure, and then /d. There you go. That line is gone. The line that contained sure is gone. You see that we have 9 lines in total. Not that complicated, right? You just type in these commands, and you don't need to know them all by heart. You just need to know some general logic, and the rest will flow without bigger difficulties. And to wrap it up, let's just go ahead and use this last line. But before I do, just so you know, VIM has a lot of possibilities for commands. I mean, a lot of possibilities. That is why it is so powerful, and that is why you should definitely also use all other online resources. Type in VIM space regular expressions, examples, or something of a kind, press enter, and you will get a download of them, because there are a lot of combinations with these regular expressions that you will need to do. And on Udemy, in discussions, please, if you are having difficulties trying to do what you want to do with VIM, if you need me to help you out, just go ahead and post it in the discussions. I'll be more than happy to help you out and to give you a proper regular expression to do whatever it is that you need to do, simply because there are too many. It would literally take ages, or a tutorial whose length would be like a year's worth of tutorial to just cover VIM. But then again, nobody actually needs to know all of that. Nobody. You just need to know pretty much what I have taught you here, and depending on what you want to do, perhaps a little bit more from the net, and that's it. You're good to go, no problems. But what I have taught you at VIM qualifies you more than enough to edit any file that you like, modify it, change it, save it, whatever. Anyway, let's just go ahead and do the final command here, and let's see what happens. So what can we do here? It says delete everything till the current line. The first number doesn't need to be 1. It can be whatever you want it to be. So you can say, I don't know, from line 50 till my current line, where I am at the moment, I want you to delete everything. So let's just go ahead and open up this other terminal. Okay, so same syntax as before. I'm just gonna go and use from 1 to my current line and press enter. There you go. Again, we have 9 lines. It's referring to the line where your current line is, where your cursor is at the moment. So I can move my cursor to never and type in a semicolon. Again, use the same command. You will see that it's going to be gone. I haven't really moved my cursor that far, have I? Let's just do a quick check. Okay, press escape and, I don't know, move the cursor to the 4th line. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. We type in a semicolon and then use this. G sure D, press enter. Pattern not found. Oh, we are doing the pattern again. I am terribly sorry. You see, this command that I'm using now, it's 1, comma, dot, means the search field will be from from the first line, from the beginning of the document. So from here, this will be the beginning place, and then go to my current line wherever my cursor is. My cursor happens to be here, I think. Let's make sure that it is there, shall we? Let's put it on the fourth line. Exit the... Okay, so it's on the fourth line. And press escape, press colon, there we go. Anyway, what this says, no, this is not the one. Okay, there we go. What it says is go from the first line to where my cursor is at the moment, which is the fourth line, and I want you to search for sure, for pattern sure, for the word sure within that scope. As soon as you find it, delete that line. Simple as that. You're just changing the scope, nothing else. This is a bit simpler to use because you can say just not to go through the whole file, just go to the portion of the file from anywhere to where I am at the moment and see if you can find it there. If you can, please delete that line and be done with it. Not that complicated, just takes a bit of practice. That's all that there is to it, nothing more. Now I am gonna go ahead and do all the press U a couple of times to make sure that my file, that I have the original file. I'm gonna type in WQ and then exclamation mark. You should know what this means by now. It means I'm gonna write the file out, meaning save it, Q to quit it, and exclamation mark. Don't ask me any questions, please. I bid you farewell. Anyway, that would be that would be the end of the tutorial here. I'm gonna cut it, and I hope to see you in the follow-up tutorial where we will start dealing with files, with file system, and how to manage files. There I will give you the basic introduction into the file system of Linux, which is very important for the basic understanding of how things work, and it also helps you to a very large extent to navigate and orientate yourselves, primarily because you will know where is what or where can what be found. I bid you farewell, and I hope to see you in the follow-up tutorial. Welcome all. Today I am going to start talking about the Linux file system. I want to explain it and I want to show you its architecture. Now, if you have worked before with Windows, you might have noticed that you have a C partition always, and then on a C partition you have all the system files, and you can't actually go to the root of the system. Rather, instead you can go to the partitions of the system, and on C drive that is considered to be the root of the system. Such is not the case in Linux. In Linux, you have a root of the file system where everything is contained regardless of the disk partitions and disks themselves. So you can have multiple disks with multiple partitions, but they will all be in the main root of the file system. Well, not directly there, but from there you will be able to navigate to it. If you go ahead and type in cd slash, you're gonna be taken to the root of the file system, and then from there type in ls and you will see these directories. This is the file structure here that is the key to pretty much everything else. Let's go one by one over these folders. They are quite important and you should know what is contained in each one of them. Well, you don't have to know exactly what is contained in each one of them, but you do need to have a general idea what sort of things are stored in each one of these folders. If we go ahead and start from bin, in bin system binaries are stored, and by that I mean programs. Basically programs that are used by the system are stored in bin, so system programs. Not to say that you can't use them either. Under dev, we have devices. So let's just go ahead and quickly see what is in bin and what is in devices. By the way, dev is actually a virtual directory. There, a listing of our hardware